Hey there, how's it going? It is your muscle building coach, Lee Hayward, back again with another Ask Lee video Q&A. Now today's question was posted up on the Total Fitness Bodybuilding Facebook page by Darren. And he says, "Hey Lee, with your guidance, I've been training every weeknight for the past 2 years and I've enjoyed great gains both mentally and physically. Says, I love indulging in a few weekend beverages, and I'm wondering whether some alcoholic beverages are worse than others in relation to fat storing. Thanks." Alright, Darren. Indulging in weekend beverages. It's ironic because I'm actually shooting this video on the weekend. So, by the time you see this, it's probably going to be too late for this weekend. You're already going to have the damage done. But hopefully, I'll be able to help you minimize some fat gain next weekend. Alright, when it comes to alcohol, you need to kind of like zoom out and look at what it is and what it does to the body. I mean, first off, alcohol is pure empty calories. There's no nutritional benefit to alcohol whatsoever. There's nothing in alcohol that your body needs. So, when you consume it, again, it's just pure garbage, empty calories. Alcohol is very calorie dense as well. I mean, it has 7 calories per gram versus 4 calories per gram for protein and carbohydrates. And I mean, it's almost as calorie dense as fat, which has 9 calories per gram. Another thing you need to look at, and this is a big one with alcohol, is when you drink and there's alcohol in your system, your body shuts down fat burning. Your body literally cannot burn stored body fat when there's alcohol in your system. The body has to metabolize the alcohol first before it can burn stored body fat. So if you're casually sipping a few drinks over the course of the weekend, then you're literally shutting down fat burning all weekend long because your body has to metabolize that alcohol before it will burn body fat. And the next one here is one of the biggest downfalls to alcohol consumption, is that it lowers your inhibitions. When you drink alcohol, you tend to make poor choices. I mean, you take that for what you will. I mean, you probably can relate to this, but most people make poor choices and their regulations, their standards or whatever go down. So, I mean, while you may hold yourself to a high standard all week long with regards to your diet and your lifestyle and all that, when there's a few drinks in your system, your inhibitions and your standards go down. So you're not going to eat a clean, healthy bodybuilding meal. You know, it's unlikely to go out with your buddies, have a few beer, and then say, hey, let's have some chicken breast, some steamed broccoli, and a cup of brown rice. It doesn't usually go that way. It's more like, let's order a pizza, let's have burger and fries, or greasy chicken wings, or whatever. So you're going to make poor dietary choices when under the influence of alcohol. Now, one thing you could do, I mean, is to literally pack a bodybuilding meal with you when you go out drinking. I know this doesn't really seem congruent to go out to a house party or something like that with your Tupperware container of chicken, veggies, and rice, but if you did that, and once the munchies strike, which they will because alcohol increases your appetite, so once those munchies strike, if you could discipline yourself to eat your pre-packed bodybuilding meal, this will go a long way in terms of minimizing some of the fat that you gain. Because again, a lot of the fat gained from alcohol isn't directly due to the alcohol itself. It's due to the poor food choices you make when alcohol is in your system. So that's one option that you have. Another one is just to kind of try and limit the amount of alcohol you drink entirely. A strategy that I used to use when I was a young gaffer, out frequenting the nightclubs and the house parties and all that. I mean, I don't drink anymore. I haven't drank in like 5 years now. And it's not that I was a big drinker, it's just I didn't really enjoy it that much. I didn't get that much pleasure out of it. And I just said, you know, why bother? So, I mean, I just don't drink, I don't crave it, don't want it, that's it. But when I did drink, this is a strategy that I used to use, is I would go out somewhere and I would have an alcoholic drink, you know, a light beer or something like that. And as this is kind of a side note now, as far as the drinks themselves, try and keep them as smart as possible. And what I mean by that, choose light beer over regular beer. You know, if you're going to have a mixed drink, use diet soda, or mix it with just water, or have it straight up rather than putting in like high sugar soda pops or juices or mixes. I mean, you know, these fruity, high calorie cocktails and stuff like that, or drinks that are made with cream and this kind of stuff. I mean, that's just extra sugar, extra fat, extra calories. So if you can keep your drinks as simple as possible, that'll also go a long way in terms of minimizing the calorie consumption and, of course, the fat storage you get from alcohol. But back to my story. What you can do is have a little strategy in place, and this is what I used to do. I go out and I'd have a drink, you know, a light beer, for example, and then my next drink would be a non-alcoholic drink, you know, a soda pop, glass of juice, or something like that, some non-alcoholic drink, and then I would have a bottle of water. And I'd go through this cycle all night long. I always have alcoholic drink, non-alcoholic drink, water. Alcoholic drink, non-alcoholic drink, water. So when anybody's seen me, you know, at the house party or at the nightclub or wherever, you know, when you're hanging out with friends, I always had a glass in my hand. You know, so everybody assumed, oh, well, Lee's drinking, he's having fun, he's partying it up. But only one out of every three drinks actually contained alcohol. So if I had 9 drinks over the course of the evening, technically I only had 3 alcoholic drinks, which isn't nearly as bad as having 9 alcoholic drinks, which is what most people would do, or more. I mean, that's still pretty lightweight compared to some people. But that's a strategy that I would do. I would just space it out so that only 1 out of 3 drinks contained alcohol, and not only did this minimize the alcohol consumption that I took in, but it also helped to rehydrate my body to kind of counteract a little bit of the damage that I was doing through the alcoholic drinks. So that's a strategy you might want to look into, you know, even if you just did it 1 for 1. You know, an alcoholic drink and a non-alcoholic drink, you know, or something like that, or an alcoholic drink and a glass of water. That will go a long ways in terms of minimizing the total consumption and also to help rehydrate your body in the process. So those are a few tips. Hopefully they help you with your next weekend's indulgence. If you have any other questions, comments, feedback, or anything at all, feel free to post those down in the comment section below, and I'll chat with you down there. And stay tuned for my next video, coming soon. Take care. Over and out.